like if you found the video valuable. Detective Asha Sen had long grown used to the city's static, the overlapping noise of 1,000 lives and 100 crimes, all vying for her attention. But the letter sitting on her desk this morning was different. It had arrived with no return address, no fingerprints, no digital trace. Just a typed note in an envelope marked, Room 406. Check the drawer. Attached was a photo, an old one, slightly yellowed. A man and woman standing on a balcony. The date scribbled on the back, May 17, 1997. The letter read, "This is my confession. In room 406, on the night of May 17, I killed someone. No one ever came looking. But I've lived with it for 25 years. Maybe now someone should know." That was it. No name, no victim, no motive. Asha found herself standing in the lobby of the Hotel Chaitanya, a building that hadn't aged well. It had once been luxurious, back in the 80s. Now, the neon sign flickered and the elevator creaked like an afterthought. "Room 406? She asked the receptionist. He glanced up, uncertain. "We don't rent that room anymore. Hasn't been touched in years. The lock's busted and the wiring's dodgy." "Then I'll need the key." Room 406 was exactly what she expected. Dusty, forgotten, layered with time. The curtains were drawn, but light filtered in through a tear. A fine layer of grime coated everything. The desk drawer stuck, but she forced it open. Inside was a tiny, rusted brass locket, and a note. She didn't scream. She just looked at me. Like she expected it. Goosebumps crawled up her arms. She took the locket back to the precinct. Inside, a faded photo of the same woman from the balcony picture. Her name was unknown, but facial recognition gave her something. Nalini Rajay, reported missing in 1997, never found. Case went cold. No known connections. A boyfriend had been questioned but cleared. That man in the balcony photo? She now had a name. Prakash Kothari. An academic. Retired. Lived alone in Pune. The pieces were clicking. But slowly. Too slowly. Asha made the trip to Pune. Prakash opened the door after a few knocks. He was pale, worn by guilt, and when she mentioned room 406, his knees buckled slightly. "I always wondered when someone would come," he whispered. They sat in his dimly lit living room. Old books lined the shelves. Dust coated everything. Asha switched on the recorder. "Tell me," she said. He exhaled. "It wasn't supposed to happen like that. Nalini and I were passionate. Toxic. She wanted to leave. I didn't. She told me she was seeing someone else. That night, I followed her to the hotel. Room 406. She didn't scream, detective. She didn't fight. She just looked at me, and then she was gone." He buried his face in his hands. "I panicked. I wrapped her in the bedsheet. Took the fire exit. I knew the back alley. Dumped her in the river. It was flood season. She was never found." "Why confess now?" Asha asked. "I'm dying. Stage 4. Liver. I see her every night in my dreams." The confession was enough. Asha filed it, but there was one thing that didn't sit right. She pulled Nalini's old case file again. The report had mentioned something odd. A call made from room 406 the night she vanished. A voice whispering, "He's here." Then silence. But the timestamp? 11:12 p.m. Prakash claimed he arrived at the hotel at 11:30 p.m. Someone else had been there. The hotel logbook was incomplete, but she tracked down an old staff member, Vijay, who remembered room 406 clearly. Of course, that couple used to come regularly. Fought all the time. But that night, yes, I saw her come in alone. And then another man. Not Prakash. Taller. Scar on his lip. "Did you see him leave?" "No, but I heard a woman scream." Back in Pune, Asha confronted Prakash. He looked confused. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying you didn't kill Nalini. Someone else did. You arrived, found her dead, and thought it was you." He blinked. "No," he whispered. I remember choking her." "Do you?" she asked. "Or do you just remember finding her and panicking?" She laid down the evidence, the time stamps, the witness, the call. "You confessed to a murder you didn't commit," Asha said. Prakash stared at the floor. "Then who did?" Asha didn't have an answer, not yet. But she now had a new name. The man Nalini had started seeing after Prakash? Ravindra Mehta, a real estate broker. Taller, scar on his lip, currently living in Delhi. When she visited him, Ravindra welcomed her in, polite, cordial. But the moment she mentioned Nalini, his face twitched. "I haven't heard that name in decades," he said. "We had a fling. Nothing serious. Where were you on May 17, 1997? He smiled. No idea. But when she showed him the old hotel photo, the locket, and Prakash's confession, the color drained from his face. You think you were seen entering room 406 before Nalini's death, she said. He stood up. This conversation is over. But it wasn't. A week later, Ravindra fled the city. That was all the evidence Asha needed. She issued a warrant. Ravindra was arrested at the airport. In custody, under pressure, he cracked. Yes, he hissed. I killed her. She wanted to end it. She humiliated me. I followed her. She laughed in my face. I snapped. He never knew Prakash had arrived afterward. One man had buried the truth. Another had buried the body. Back at the precinct, Asha closed the file. 25 years too late. But justice had a long memory.